What's up, bros? My name's Ian, and this is Road to Advanced, where I try to get as big and as strong the only way I know how, horsing heavy weights. Alright, fellas. I faced a few setbacks this week, I just came back from a week of being sick, and I don't know. I feel like I haven't eaten enough this week just because I'm getting back in the swing of things, but I'm still pretty happy with my performance judging from not being in the gym for a whole week and still recovering very slightly, especially earlier in the week. It was very hard those first few sessions, but I managed to get through it and keep strength up, especially since I'm on the cut. I'm down 10 pounds right now. It's pretty sick, and my strength hasn't taken a huge hit at all. I haven't noticed anything. I think this program that I'm running is pretty damn good in the sense where you're able to keep your strength up from week to week because you're not overworking, but you're also not underworking. So you're building up that fitness while not building up too much fatigue, but you're not worrying about the stimulus to fatigue ratio or anything crazy and optimized, might I say, like that. You're just, horsing heavy weights, which is kind of why I like it so much. But my mindset in dealing with setbacks is that you kind of have to take it without judgment, and you have to look at wherever you could have done better, kind of with a 10,000 yard view, I guess I should say, because you could sit there and say, damn, I really fucked up here, and then get really down about it and kind of let yourself get discouraged. But you could also look at it in the way that it's something to get better on. Like, let me think. My overhead press, for example. It's not right here, but you'll see it in a second, I think. Anyways, when I'm blocking out on a rep, I can catch myself overextending, I think it is. I just let my scaps get out of the pocket, and I don't know. If I had more weight on the bar, it'd be pretty dangerous. And I can feel it on my left shoulder after a hard set, pretty much. You'll be able to see it right here near these last ones. You'll start to see the bar just go behind my head, and it's not really on my front delt. Yeah, right there. My back isn't tight at all, and it's very hard to put all the tension in my shoulders. Anyways, it's not a huge issue, but it's something I do need to work on, and I think I'll be able to figure that out within around 1 or 2 weeks. I was pretty happy with that set. But yeah, you might be able to see it a little bit better here. It's just, I'm more focused on pushing myself through the rep instead of pushing the bar up. My mindset has always kind of been to see the mistakes, view them objectively, because it would be kind of counterproductive to feel bad about it. You just kind of have to take it objectively. I'm not saying to lift without emotion, but when you're trying to make progress and be very critical about your training and try to see where you can do better, I think it's almost necessary for you to analyze how you're performing and how you're executing these movements in order to get a result that's actually good. Because while yes, it is hard to lift the weights, it is hard to, get in there every day and just push as hard as possible and make sure you're sleeping enough and eating enough, but you also have to be hypercritical of your training if you really want to make good progress from year to year. Because last year, I kind of put my training on the back burner, and it's no wonder why I didn't progress much. I was just kind of in there drifting along, just getting a good pump in, checking it, wow, that's pretty good, and then leaving. Not noticing that the macro scale of things weren't really it wasn't really moving along. So I just kind of spent a year just wasting it. But that's kind of what motivated me to start this series, because I wanted to see how much I could, quote unquote, lock in and see how much progress I could make. But I don't know, it's been pretty fun just seeing your training, seeing what you could do better and just fixing it. And then just feeling that change from week to week, because your form can still progress. I feel like there's still so much low-hanging fruit in my training, even after 3-4 years. Yeah, it's been 4 years now. And I still feel like there's so much more that I can improve on, which means that I'm nowhere near my full potential. I mean, imagine if I was doing everything perfectly, Which I don't think that's a good goal, but imagine if my training was 10% better and I got 10% better results. I mean, that just raises your potential by so much, And imagine the person that just doesn't review at all and it's just, oh, whatever, I'll make it through today, or how can I make it through this session, And it's hard to keep yourself away from that mindset sometimes when you're really tired, you really feel like shit, and it's going to be very hard to push yourself in those situations. It's hard to not let yourself think, well, I just got to get through this and then I can just go home and relax and eat, or whatever goes through your mind. It's very hard to stay away from that mindset and get fired up about your training while you're in there, because with me especially, it's like, why would you think that about the one thing that you look forward to all day? Not the one thing, but the main thing your life revolves around. It would be pretty shitty if you thought, well, I just need to get through it all the time, because that's just miserable. I think that making sure that your internal monologue is actually something that helps you is a skill that should be worked on, because it's very important what you tell yourself day to day. Your thoughts are your reality, hands down. Like, if you weren't able to process the world, there would be no world. You know what I mean? So the way you think about yourself and the world, it really shapes how you view a lot of things. So tweaking that and turning it into something that serves you, I think, is a very valuable skill.
But that's about it for this video, you guys. If you made it to the end, thank you so much. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Tell me if there's any more content ideas that you guys have for me. Alright, I'll see y'all next week.
I'm so stupid.